Hey y'all, it's Molly with Minnie Acres, and I'm here in Northwest Florida, Zone 8, and today is November 29th, I think. We'll just say it's the end of November, and I am finally getting out here to show y'all what I've been doing since the last time I promised y'all I was going to keep you updated. And so let's just go ahead and get started. You can see behind me, I did it. So I built my janky little greenhouse. I'm so proud. So let's take a peek at it real quick. So I used 6 Dollar Tree shower curtains and some zip ties and some Dollar Tree clothespins. Ta-da! And there you have it. It looks kind of terrible, but actually I think it's doing a good job so far. We've only had a couple of nights that got down into the low 30s. I don't know if you can see. Looks like it's about 58 in there right now. And I have some hanging plants, my cassia. These guys kind of look like they maybe want some water. Lemon trees and avocados and a couple other things. I'm not really sure what all's in there. So my son helped me to move the cattle panel and to put in some T-posts. And then I did all of the rest of it myself. And then so far, I feel like so long as it can at least stay about 40 in there, everything should be okay, I think. But if it works, I would really like to make a bigger one, but use like real plastic, like the real, whatever that clear plastic is that you're supposed to put on actual real like high tunnels, you know, when you're like a legit farmer. I still need to clean out this bed. I cleaned out my pepper bed. I decided not to save any of my pepper plants just because I just didn't want to fool with it. But here's a funny thing. I was using limbs that I had trimmed from my mulberry trees to stake up my pepper plants. And when I was pulling up the plants, I discovered one of the twigs. It just decided to grow. So I have a new mulberry tree. If I'd done this on purpose, it would not have worked, I guarantee. And then I have leaves here that came from my friend's house where we have been gathering lots of her fallen leaves. This is real insect netting, like whatever, Agribond or Agri something. And then these are more of those hoops that I made, and clothespins, because that's fancy. But it actually works really well to hold the netting in place. The thing that I am most excited about is this pak choi. Look at that. Romanesco or the early sprouting broccoli are going to make anything, but that's okay. Purple top turnips that are starting to grow. Some arugula, and I'm not sure what that is. I think that might be mustards. Some lettuce. I think that's the Henderson lettuce. This right here, my cauliflower, I don't see anything coming up. I have all the radishes. This is daikon, and I was thinning it a little bit here and there, but then I quit because I was afraid I was pulling up too many. I'm just gonna see what happens. I discovered some really big ones that I roasted, and that was actually really good. There's one. Look at there. Look at that radish. And there's not too much bug damage. I do have some carrots coming up. Ignore the weeds. I have garlic already sprouting. I should probably mulch that. I just haven't done it yet. And then I have, these are sweet pea flowers. These are these are high scent. And then over here, only a few of these have sprouted. These are the Old Spice ones. My potatoes. And then I have all these peas. My teepee that I made fell apart. The string that I was using was leftover string, and it had been out in the sun, so it just keeps breaking. So I need to rebuild my doohickey for that. And then these peas can start climbing. They actually look really good, and I don't even remember what's what. Like, I just put all the peas that I had, and so there's, I think, 4 different varieties of like sugar snaps, and I think purple potted, and that's all I remember. Now we're gonna go check on the flowers and see how they're doing. I have some that I transplanted that I started indoors, and then I have a bunch that I that I sowed directly outside, because that's what Lisa Mason Ziegler said I should do, because I'm following her directions. Oh, and that reminds me too, do y'all want to know about the course that I'm taking? I signed up for her basics course, and I'm about halfway through it right now, but I thought I might do like a review and just kind of give y'all the highlights of why I picked her course and what I like about it. So if you want me to do that, let me know if that's something that you're interested in watching. I'm really not sure how many people want to know a lot of details about flower farming as a business, or if you're just, you know, enjoying watching the vlogs of my catastrophes and goofiness. I don't know. This is just the start of the pile of leaves. My son is making good money by raking leaves for me over at my friend's house. Honestly, we could rake our own leaves way out in the woods, but it's so easy to rake them all from their yard, and there's just a ton of them. Like, this is just the front yard. He hasn't even gotten to their backyard yet. And I'm going to use all of these to mulch the pathways, and maybe make some leaf mold, maybe. All right, let's see what we can see over here. So this row, I still have to pull the support netting up and then just mulch it and cover it. So this is tulle. It's actually doubled over, and I just left it that way because that's how it came off of the bolt. I bought a whole bolt of tulle online because it actually fit perfectly just to leave it folded in half. I thought, well, the tulle is a little bit thinner than the actual insect netting, so maybe that's a better thing to do. And I don't know if it provides any frost protection at all, but you know, this is all an experiment anyway. But it turned out pretty good. And again, clothespins, so far that's doing a really good job. Let's see, so we do have some Daucus coming up, some status, stock. I had really bad germination with almost everything, so I only have a few plants of each thing. And what is that? Straw flower, golden drumstick, China aster, Lombarda. Ooh, what is this? This is huge. Magus, I think is what it's called, and it has taken off. Rebecca. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Several Rebecca's. I don't know if you can see them. They're pretty tiny. Alright, let's go down here. And so then I have this whole space that doesn't have anything in it yet. But I am thinking it's fine for now, just to leave it covered for winter, so that keeps the weeds and everything off. And it's already got fresh compost, so this is ready as soon as it's time that I can plant anything outside. I'll be able to stick stuff in this space. So that's probably 20 or 25 feet right here. Now these beds, that is the actual insect netting, and then this is another thing of tulle. And I don't know what direction I want to go. Let's start down here. Now I will say, I promise, I really am going to make my big labels. I really am going to do it. I promise. But for now, there's popsicle sticks, and I can't even find the popsicle sticks anymore. So I really need to get on that and go ahead and do the labels. That looks like a weed. I see lots and lots of weeds. The thing is if I were to thin the weeds, I would have pulled up the seedlings as well for the things that I'm trying to grow. And most of these plants, I don't know what they look like when they're first coming up. So I made the decision to just leave them alone, and I will thin everybody probably in very early spring. And then on this side, again, this is a whole nother row that was direct sown. These are all bachelor's buttons. They have really popped up. And I don't know what that is. Where's the stick? What does that say? Larkspur and weeds and zinnias. And see, it just, I don't really know how interesting this is because, frankly, I'm just showing you a bunch of weeds that I covered nicely. Corn pockle coming up there. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, calendula. Look at that. I haven't been out here in a few days. And then down here, this whole space, I've been trying to grow Timothy hay. I didn't even pick all of the tomatoes off of this plant, and now I'm seeing so many more I could have gotten. But I actually did make some green salsa, and I'll show you a picture right here from when I harvested a couple weeks ago. I went ahead and picked everything the day that we were going to have our first night in the like mid 30s. That's really all I have to share right now, I think. I'm gonna show you, I've got some mail I need to show y'all, but I'll do that in another video because I don't really want to make a long video today. And also give y'all some updates on the animals too. So look for that video next. When? I don't know. So hopefully I'll see y'all pretty soon. Hope you're doing well. Love y'all. Hugs and kisses. And bye. It's not all about you, Pearl.